What he just did there is absolutely insane. I'm a lyrical miracle decoding lens, cryptical and mystical. Guys, I just did a reaction. I'm doing this after I did the reaction. And I want to say to you right now, I honestly believe this is my best reaction to Ren. It's long, but I strongly encourage you to really dive in. And I try to unpack everything. And we really look at everything. So I'm super pumped and on this one. I'm really curious what you think, but I believe, and you tell me, but I believe this is my best reaction to Ren. So I'm definitely excited for you to check this out. So let's get to it. What is up, Renegades? A-Aron back with you, and oh my goodness, do we have a special one here today, right? Many of you have shouted me out saying, yo, Fire in the Booth is fire. This is legit. I wasn't even aware of what Fire in the Booth was, guys, if I'm being 100% honest, but I understand he has rocked it out of the park with this. In fact, I guess there was some kind of challenge for Knox Hill that if he follows all, if he's able to get all of the lyric quotes and everything, something to that effect. I've gotten so many comments and requests from you guys for this. I wanted to do it justice. And so I am going to take the time today. I've got time set aside. I'm going to pull up lyrics as we need it. We're going to dive into them. I'm going to analyze this. So I want to give a special shout out to the first few people, because I can't list everybody because there's too many. But the first few people who requested this to me. At William Parrish 9954, at M Stewart 109, at PayNTP Pot 7623, at Carney Jones-CE2NO, and at Dark Matter 6714. Thank you all very much for your request for this. I'm definitely looking forward to this. We are going to dive right in. I am super anxious. It sounds like this is going to be one where we're going to have to dive deep. And I am going to take the time, and I am going to break down the lyrics, and I'm going to do my best. That said, I will do my best as well to try to listen to as much as possible without interruptions, but I can't promise anything there. I know Ren is capable of having some crazy stuff, so let's dive right in.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh yeah, perfect.
I wasn't even familiar with Charlie Sloth.
Hey, now this one here, I've been waiting for this one. This guy is one of the most exciting artists.
Oh, he looks ready. Let's go.
I feel like this one going to be special.
Oh, yeah.
Straight out of Wales.
Guys, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped.
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Now it's time.
Let's get ready to rumble. It sounds like, yeah.
Come on, it's good to be here, Charlie.
Ren! Let's go. I've been waiting for this, bro.
And I heard he produced all of these tracks.
I'm on search for brighter days. Skies are always gray in places we come from.
Ooh, I gotta take notes.
Yeah. And come what will, come what may, I found a way to face those things that I run from. Yeah. So just the other day, I was back with the lads, fighting the booth. It popped up on my Instagram, opened DM, it said, boy, come on, bring the gang. So we came through. Wait, this is true. Charlie hit me up, he said he want me in the booth. The only time I'm in the booth is doing Charlie in the loot. I hit the homie back and I said, how can I refuse? And now it's Sloth. Sick boy sounded so smooth with the boom bap shit.
Yeah!
Monkey to gorilla, the King Kong thunder drums like Jay Dilla on the throat gets slit. Freddy cut scissor, click, click, empty the clip, reload trigger, boom. I fell out of the womb, riding broomstick broom. So a snitch gets gripped like the Quidditch snitch do. Ever sick, boy, sicker than who? Salvador Dali paint a fire in that. A loose screw with a few million views. Playing shoes too, bloody smooth cause it's not you. Does it move you from the knee down to your shoe? Like Kung Fu, Chun-Li, Big Sonic Boom. A combo you can. Shoot Hadouken like Ryu and Ken. M. by Sen, Fa Blanca, blank stand. Akuma with the pen, force of Gukan.
Yes!
Is it Ren? Does it bang like Skang? When adrenaline ends, will the men defend the ends? Extend revenge, cleanse these soul, repent. Lord, forgive my sins, hell in heaven sent.
Oh my
world, top of the world, top of the world, wide web earth. Over the top, I drop a rockin' bobbin', dropping
Oh, stop it!
reverse, rubbing a hearse, and top of the level, the type of the words. Wait, fuck doing double time shit, let me spit. It's the tale of the amazing Spike Around. I'm an 8-bar, 8-arm octagon, smoking eighth with my mate when it's 8 p.m. Yeah, I ate like an ape, I'm an 8 and flip the 8 on its side like Infinity Stone. wanna be the baddest rapper around the
Yo!
Affinity for masculinity, Sylvester Stallone. Smoke a half, Fanta Rocky, flip okay, it's KO. If you know, you know, I got soldier flow. That's a .50, that's a sniper scope. Take the sniper scope, point it at 50. The body decays like it's an isotope. With a 10-year half-life, you decade. So in 10 years time, you'll be half your weight. That's a 10-year chance, you'll have half a brain. Let me speed that up, let me Kurt Cobain.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
And that beat.
Let's get it, Ren, let's go!
Swing warhammer like I'm Thor or Banner. I'm a Mordor, honey man, body bag and tag a man. Rearrange a man's face.
Get him!
Say anagram, put it back together like a game of Scrabble and nothing. Outside everything, underhand, underneath the table, no label, that's contraband. Fable of Babel, it confuses my gang. So ambitious, was that part of God's plan? I am frightening like attack on the Titan, biting Titan, Levi, Aquaman, Batman, down when Bruce met Superman. Jeez, man got steez, man got bars and the bars make cheese. Man gets fees for a feature, please. Man spreads bars like the STDs. Man makes peas, frozen greens. Man's bar like a field of sheep. Got more bars than Ibiza streets. Man's bar sweet like they Cadbury's. Jeez, fresh like flesh on cold ice. Assess and throw dice. This rest like pressing Smith West inside of your head. The chamber jeweled lead, one move and you're dead. Grit, can I clack it? Can you swim, mate? Is your body aquatic? Keep it out frank with a shank in the attic. Man gets spanked with a flashbang banging. Orangutan, a manga fan, a manic, Akira, cat's a hero up the planet. Tetsuo Washima, come Kyoko, come to reload. The future looks cold. Break mode, calibrate so caliber roll. You're to mid to strike when the iron is cold. Iron is hot, I connect the dots, disconnect your spine, reconnect. Duplo, Lego, Kinects, I break up. Attack the block, a toxic shock, wake up. New drops like a hot rock blem. Pass to the left to your right hand, men like headshot, faded. I strip your bitch naked. Sick boys, wasted. Adderall, purple, hey shit. Condom, large size. Finger your mom in Five Guys. Calm down, play nice. Or don't you pussy, stay right there. In the crosshair, die in the cross like a Jesus. Dad, with a hole in his head. Hands make money when I need the bread. Man gets hungry so I feed him lead. Can I get a 3.5 on the thread? Red Dead Redemption, I fled dimensions. My head was tense and I bled for vengeance. But introspection, but new direction. A reconception of rhyme selection. Flick a cigarette, already lit up the next one. Drive by, glide, slide, I'm not next on. One how they wonder how we flow so dumb. Slow down words, we become harder, we become faster. Just a Welsh boy sipping on a can of lager. Come from the Celtic, knights in armor. Come from the valleys where we all go harder. Pull the Shankata from the stone sharper. Parker pen master, Tony Stark smart with an iron heart to be dastardly smarter than Harvard degree. See me, MC squared. Wanna follow me, wanna be, never wanna be, honor me. I'm a monetary prodigy of biology, baby. Raised on a diet full of Wu-Tang and shady. Dizzy and some Wizzy and some Pac and some Jay-Z. 50 and some Missy and some K-Dot tasty. Don't forget the plan B, that's what made me. Jeez, is a crazy. Knocking up a Molotov, the big boom, baby. Bang, 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 bangers on the daily. Fuck all that singing shit. Really come hard, really come faster. Just a Welsh boy sipping on a can of lager. Come from the Celtic, knights in armor. Come from the valleys where we all go harder. Smoking on a spliff, singing Curry and Biff. I'ma leave you with this, cause I'm getting pretty bored now. I live just to feel the music hit. I give it as a gift, it was mine, it is yours now. Smoking on a spliff, singing Curry and Biff. Leave you with this, cause I'm getting pretty bored now. I live just to feel the music hit, and I give it as a gift, it was mine, it is yours now. Ay.
Perfect.
Bring it back.
Oh, wow.
I knew I was excited for this for a reason. Hey, you are something else, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Something else.
Yes.
Wow. Like, I've been excited about this for a long time.
It's good to be here, mate. It's good to be here.
Like you are skilled on a different level.
It's been a long time coming, man. I've been watching the show for a while, man. I've been watching the show for a while.
You are so talented.
I appreciate
scary.
you, man. I appreciate you.
I actually think you might be an alien. I'm not even joking.
Alien. Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Hey, bro, that was special.
Thank
I appreciate
you, man.
you coming through,
Thank
man.
you, for
I'm letting this play out because I need a minute to collect my thoughts.
Yeah, Charlie. Thank you.
And you see that right there? That right there is what we call fire in the booth. Another special moment. This is one that people go and talk about for a minute.
I hope you enjoyed that video.
Oh my goodness. He is an A-Aron. I mean, there aren't words to describe how off the fucking chain that was. like, you guys have seen early on in Ren how I've, been careful with, vulgarity and so forth. And, that expletive, if you will, is necessary with that performance. I am so anxious to dive into these lyrics. I heard so much and I missed so much. And I think I'm going to do my best to interpret it. I'm sure there's a lot I'm going to miss. I hope that we unpack some things that are new for you. But nevertheless, I hope you enjoy this process. It's probably going to take a little while, and bear with me, but it's going to be fun. Guys, that was ridiculous. Even before I dive into this stuff, let me just say that is his best anything at this point. That's how I feel right out of the gate before I even look at this, because these references, I mean, you'll hear my thoughts when we dive in. This was insane. Insane. Just one after another, and he's building on the things, and he's intertwining them, and just... Ah! All right, let's get to it. I'm going to go back at the beginning. We're going to run this back all the way at the beginning. I do have lyrics up, and so if you don't like that, tough. But we're going to analyze. We're going to go to town here. We're going to try to get this right. And I'll share with you my initial thoughts when I was listening to it and what my thoughts were.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even get that the first time around. He's got the perfect in there from Street Fighter. Perfect.
I know you're gonna
Does he
dig
normally
this.
do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, now this one here,
Charlie, I think is his name, got it right.
this guy is one of the most exciting
he is.
artists on the planet right now. I can't lie. I feel like this one going to be
Oh, it was.
straight
It
out
was
Wales.
ridiculous.
My guy, Ren.
And yeah, he looked so pumped. I mean, you could tell he was about to go to town.
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Now it's time to rumble.
Come on, it's good to be here, Charlie.
So right out of the gate, you can hear as they're getting going, I'm hearing musically what's going on, right? And he's already setting up this 4 against 3, this polyrhythm, this complex rhythmic setup, where technically it's like an 8 against 6, right? You hear 8 beats, and then there's this, 3, 2 times 2, right? So there's these phrases, right? And so if you listen to this, it ties into his 8 bars. He goes, it's 8. He's talking about 8 bars musically. Well, that ties in.
Places we come from. Yeah. And come
1, 2,
what
3,
will, come
5,
what may. I found
1,
a way to face
5.
those things that I
1,
want from.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So
1,
just the
2,
other
3,
day, I
4,
was back
5,
with the
6.
lads.
So he's got 6 against 8 here, which is, it allows him to play with it and the beats to play with it. And then when he comes and he's singing right out of the gate, and he sounds so good, right? And so let's break down some of these lyrics.
Now it's time to rumble.
Come on, it's good to be here, Charlie.
Ren!
go.
I've been waiting for this, bro! I'm excited! I'm excited!
I'm on search for brighter days. Skies are always gray. And
So search for brighter days. Skies are always gray, right? So like coming from Wales and UK there, skies always gray. So we've got a literal weather, right? But then we've got a metaphorical, like his skies are always gray, like his upbringing, right? That's straightforward to me.
we come from. Yeah. And come what will, come what may. I found a way to face those things that I want.
Yeah, and so we know that he's been getting better. He's talked about this so much in terms of dealing with it, finding brighter days, moving forward, things to this effect.
Yeah. So just the other day, I was back with the lads, fighting the booth. It popped up on my Instagram, open DM, it said, boy, come and bring the gang. So we came through. Wait, this is true. Charlie hit me up, he said he want me in the booth. The only time I'm in the booth is doing Charlie in the loop.
Yeah, so, my gosh, there's so much there already, right? So he's describing how, first of all, this came up. He says, so just the other day, I was back with the lads, firing the booth. It popped up on my Instagram, right? So he first heard about it. He opened his DM and it said, boy, come and bring the gang. So we came through. Wait, this is true. Charlie hit me up. He said, he want me in the booth, right? Fire in the booth. So come perform. The only time in the booth is doing Charlie in the loo, right? He's doing drugs in the loo. I forget which drug Charlie is, to be honest, but that's the only time he knows Charlie, right? Such a nice double there, right? And I feel like he's also playing on Charlie, basically like a hit to him, like, yo, I'm used to being in the loo with you. Like, that is actually kind of sick.
Me back and I said, how can I refuse? And now it's Sloth. Sick boy sounded.
Yeah, so how can I refuse? Obviously, gotta make that appearance, right? Gotta represent. But then he said, and now it's Sloth, sick boy, sounding so smooth, right? Charlie Sloth, sick boy, representing himself as sick boy, right? Sounded so smooth.
Bad shit, monkey to gorilla.
This whole line, oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to start there. Like, with the boom bap shit, monkey did a gorilla. First of all, he's talking about boom bap style. Right? Which is like an old drum, which is, the boom is the kick and the bap is the snare. Which he ends up beatboxing. I think that's Ren beatboxing the boom bap.
Wait, this is true. Charlie hit me up, he said he want me in the booth. The only time I'm in the booth is doing Charlie in the loop. I hit the homie back and I said, how can I
So he's talking about this boom bap style, and he's actually doing the boom bap style with his beatboxing. I mean, sick. I mean, that's classic, 90s beats. And then he says monkey to the gorilla. So he's talking about growing from a monkey to a gorilla. Like, he's coming out of his shell, he's growing, he's becoming more beastly, which translates nicely to King Kong. But the King Kong beat is actually an actual thing. It's an actual drum rhythm, right? It was brought on, very popularized by David Garibaldi, who from the Tower of Power, major drummer. And the reason I know this is because at one point, Tower of Power is one of the tightest groups I've ever heard in my life. That group is so tight, right? And their drummer is a big part of that. David Garibaldi is their drummer. And he popularized this King Kong drum beat, right? Which brought in Latin flair to it. It brought in a whole bunch of things, but it actually opened up his playing. So now what Ren's saying is here, he's evolved from the classic hip-hop boom-bap style to now the King Kong beat. So now they're adding in additional elements. Now, I'd have to go back and listen, but I feel like he actually has a little bit of the King Kong beat in here. Okay, so I did find a little bit of it. So I'm going to actually play the King Kong beat so you can hear it. So that's King Kong beat. Now, if you listen to this with Ren, it sounds pretty similar. So I feel like he is toying with that, not just lyrically and these doubles, but actually rhythmically and with his own playing. So he's transgressed from the boom bap to the King Kong. Sick.
Over the top, I drop a rockin' bobbin', dropping hop since birth, mother reverse, verb in a hearse, interpret the level, decipher the words. Wait, fuck, doing double.
All right, as if mind isn't already blown enough. All right, how did this continue? Oh yeah, and then drums like J Dilla, right? Like, well, first of all, J Dilla rhymes with Godzilla, which is Godzilla versus King Kong. So he's almost creating this contrary thing because a lot of times you hear King Kong and you think Godzilla today. So I actually, in my head, heard King Kong. I don't know why. Well, we just watched King Kong Godzilla with my kids not that long ago, so maybe that's just me. But I feel like that's deliberate. But then also J Dilla is, legendary producer, right? Responsible for a lot of this stuff back in the day. Oh my gosh. Anything else there? Monkey to gorilla. Yeah, I think that's really it. It's just, he's growing with the foundation and everything. All right, where's my play button?
The boom bap shit, monkey to gorilla. The King Kong thunder drums like J Dilla. On the throat gets slit. Freddy cut scissor. Click, click.
Oh man. And the other thing I was thinking about is, King Kong, gorilla type of thing is also strong beats. And like he's showing that he's grown from monkey to gorilla. So like there's strength there as well. And then he goes Freddy, right? Like Freddy Krueger. I grew up with Freddy Krueger. He's talking about slit in the throat and things to that effect, which is certainly many kills in Freddy Krueger. Okay. So he said run the throat, gets slit. Freddy cut a scissor, click, click, empty the clip, reload trigger. So clearly he's talking about, gun and shooting. So he's talking about ways to kill somebody. But I think it's metaphorical, right? Like it's common with rap battles, especially in a lot of the rap albums. I think he's just basically saying like, I'm going to slay you. You want to come up against me? I'm going from monkey to King Kong. I'm expanding my horizons, going from the classic boom bap shit to the King Kong beat. I'm going to absolutely slay you, right? And then he says, boom, I fell out of the womb riding broomstick broom, so a snitch gets gripped like the kidded snitch do. I do not know that reference, so give me a second to look that up. Okay, so I just got a note for myself. That's a Harry Potter reference, so I don't know really Harry Potter, so I'm not going to dive into it too much because it's just an area that I don't have expertise in. And so let's get caught up in the music, but then he goes into Sick Boy, which of course is him.
Trigger, boom, I fell out of the womb riding broomstick broom, so
and
gets gripped like
that. I can't even get up that high.
J Dilla on the throat gets slit. Freddy cut scissor, click, click, empty the clip, reload trigger, boom. I fell out of the womb riding broomstick.
It takes it up an octave.
Boom, so a snitch gets gripped like the Quidditch snitch do. Ever sick, boy, sicker than who? Salvador Dali paint a fire in a loose screw with.
Yo! Salvador Dali paint a fire in the. Like, okay, first of all, he's saying he's an artist, right? Like, forget Sick Boy. Sick Boy knows. Like, that's gone, right? Like, sicker than who? Salvador Dali, I'm an artist. I paint a fire in the booth. He leaves that out to say, no, this isn't the fire in the booth. This is the fire in the, right? And then also there's a fire reference to Salvador Dali paintings. I remember reading something last year. I don't remember timeline, but I remember seeing a bunch of Dali paintings getting burned up in a fire. So I think he's also tripling referencing that one here. I mean, so far, like, we're barely into this damn thing, and he's already got my mind completely blown insane.
A sick boy, sicker than who? Salvador Dali paint a fire in a loose screw with a few million views. Playing who's who, bloody me, cause it's not you. Does it move you from the...
A loose screw with a few million views. Like, clearly that's, he's talking about, he's unconventional and growing, and he's a loose screw, like you can't control him, right? Just a few million views making a splash, right? Making a splash. I think he says playing who's who, like who's the most important, the best, right? Blood, like, that's a term, I feel like endearment, in UK. I remember seeing that on some of the UK shows, but anyway, it's me because it's not you. Yo, I'm the one that's in the spotlight. I'm the one. And again, I don't think he's talking about you, the viewer. I think he's talking about his enemy, his battle, his rap enemy, right? Like, cause he's up on the rapping stage here in Fire in the Booth, like saying, yo, step up to the plate. You got nothing on me. You got nothing. So does it move you from the knee down to your shoe, right? Like move you. Does it actually move you? Do you physically dance? Do you get out of your seat, right? Or is it, like emotionally, right? Can I actually move you? Do my lyrics, do my music, do I actually move you? Right? To actually take action, to actually move. I think there's a double there in terms of physical, emotional, but also like dancing and so forth. And then he gets into all these Street Fighter references, right? We got like Kung Fu, Chun-Li, Big Sonic Boom, right? A combo app for you. So he's not just putting things together. He's doing combos, right? Ken shoot a Duken, like Ryu and Ken. I mean, all these Street Fighter references are crazy. M. Bison, like blank Sen, he says M. right? Akuma with the pen force of Guken. Legendary fighters. Like, he's just saying his writing, his ink, cause there's an ink reference, I feel like, he's talking about, he's just most powerful, and he has all these different weapons. He can pull the best from each of these different fighters, right?
Abby, you can shoot Hadouken like Ryu and Ken.
And all these rhymes as well. I don't know what the blank sen is, guys. Let me know on that one.
Shoot Hadouken like Ryu and Ken. Sen fa blanca blank stand. Akuma with the pen. Force of Gukan. Is it Ren? Is it Ren? Does it bang like Skang? When adrenaline ends, will the
Is it
man
Ren?
defend?
Like, in other words, I'm the premium. Does it bang like Skang? I think is a weapon in the UK. Is it a gun? A knife? Sorry, it's a UK reference that I don't know, but I think it's a gun. Does it bang like Skeng? So, my gosh. And then he continues, when adrenaline ends, will the men defend the ends? Extend revenge, cleanse these souls, repent. Gosh, I mean, it's like when all the hype's gone, who really stands up? Right? Like, this is sick. This is just sick. And then top of the world wide web, like the online. So he's on top of the world, but he's also on top of the online earth. Sorry. The other thing is just all his imagery with this and the Lego blocks and everything. I mean, just unbelievable. He's such a star performer.
When adrenaline ends, will the men defend the ends? Extend revenge, cleanse these souls.
And again, we got a different beat here. My gosh, there's just so much to unpack.
Stand revenge, cleanse these soul, repent. Lord, forgive my sins, hell in heaven sent. World, top of the world wide web earth. Over the top, I drop a rockin' bobbin', dropping hops his birth, mother reverse.
So he's saying he's always pushing the limits, right? Over the top, drop it, rocket, bobbin', dropping hot since birth. He's been there from the beginning. He's continuing to grow.
Sent up with the level, the type of the words, wait
a minute, hold up. I missed that.
I drop a rockin' bobbin', dropping hops his birth, mother reverse, verb in a hearse, sent up with the level, the type of the words, wait. Fuck doing double time shit.
Yeah. So, okay, let me grab the lyrics here. So, murder a verse, verb in a hearse, interpret the letter, decipher the words. Right? So, I mean, murder a verse, he's killing it lyrically. Verb in a hearse, right? His words are just so powerful. They bury the opponents. They just obliterate them. Right? And then he talks about decipher the words. So, like, you got to really decode his words for deeper meaning, right? Gosh, this is ridiculous. And then he talks about rearranging the face.
Earth, over the top, I drop a rockin' bobbin', dropping hops his birth, mother reverse, verb in a hearse, sent up with the level, the type of the words, wait. Fuck doing double time shit.
So, yeah, he was doing the double time. Right? He's like, fuck that shit, right? Like, it's all about meaning. I don't need that. You guys know I can do it, right? Just did you listen to my reaction to Rap God recently? My goodness. Okay, here, Bro just goes to next, like, dimension. Like, seriously.
Reverse, verb in a hearse, sent up with the level, the type of the words, wait. Fuck doing double time shit. Let me spit. It's the tale of the amazing Spider-Ren.
It's the tale of the amazing Spider-Ren, right? Instead of Spider-Man, Spider-Ren. Right? So he's a hero. He's Spider-Man. He's super talented. He's an action film. And then, tale is, right? Story, like, it's legendary. He's going to go down in story, right? Like, he's already telling you the tale of Jenny and Screeches. It's the tale of the Spider-Ren, right? He's already painting that picture of the story that is him.
Wait, fuck doing double time shit. Let me spit. It's the tale of the amazing Spider-Ren. I'm an 8-bar, 8-arm octagon. Smoking eighth with my mate when it's 8 p.m. Yeah, I ate like an ape. I'm an 8-liter. Flip the 8 on its side like Infinity Stone. Finna be the baddest rapper around the name of Eno.
You didn't just think I missed all that crap, did you? I had to let it hear again before we break that, because that unpacked it. That shit is nuts. What he just did there is absolutely insane. Yo. 8-bar. We talked about the 8-bar timing, right? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it's repeating. That's an 8-bar musical phrase, right? So he says, I'm an 8-bar, 8-arm. In other words, I have 8 arms. I can do so much at once. I'm so skilled. We've seen that in his work. Like, you question, you're like, how's he able to do all this? Like, it doesn't even make sense, right? He's 8 arms. He's an octopus, right? Also, octagon, 8 sides. So he has all this 8, 8, 8, 8 stuff, right? And look, bear with me here. You may have heard this from others. So for me, it's exciting to talk about this. This may be repeat for you and you've heard it, but I'm about to go nuts. Because look, First of all, 8, very cool. And then we got the sideways infinity. We'll get to that. But octagon has 8 sides, right? Well, hold up, though. First of all, Dr. Octopus. Spider-Man, Dr. Octopus. So I feel like there's a reference there. And on top of these 8s and the octagon, there's a reference to MMA fighting in the octagon. He's talking about Street Fighter. He's talking about fighting. He's talking about knocking his opponent down. Now he's saying he's up in the octagon. He's risen all the way up to the highest fucking stage. And now he's on that stage in the octagon.
Battle mode.
I mean, basically, he's likening rap to a fight. And he's the one in charge. He's the one that's going to own everybody.
I will kill you.
Ridiculous. Right? And now all these Street Fighter references make sense.
Hadouken!
Because he's able to pull from the best of every last thing. Right? Like to actually leverage all of these different variations and everything because, you know, he knows the combo moves. He knows the good and the bad. Get out of here. You know, the other thing I'm thinking about too. The evolution. We talk about the boom bap to the King Kong beat. We talk about Street Fighter as a 2D game where it's characters. And now he's talking about the octagon, which is real life, 3D. You're in the mix. He's not playing, son.
Begin.
Right? You might be playing that Street Fighter game, but I'm over here showing up, gonna ruin your ass in the octagon. Get out of here. Spider-Ren. Whew. And then he goes on to say, smoke an eighth with my mate when it's 8 p.m. Right? So he's getting high. So he can play hard too. He can be casual and all these 8s. And wait a minute. Ah, dang. Wait. No, didn't I? 8 bar, 8 arm, octagon, 8th, 8 p.m., 8 on the side. Yeah, I was wondering if there was 8 there. But 8, he says I ate, so that's another 8. Then 8. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. I wonder if there's 8 of these, but in any case. Then he plays with just the sound. Like I ate like an ape. I'm an alien. And he should have said A-Aron. That would have been dope. But then, guys, as if this isn't fucking insane enough, he takes that 8 and says, flip it to the side because now I'm infinity. And then that's not enough. Flip the 8 on its side like Infinity Stone. What? Infinity Stone, Marvel, we've got all these characters he's referencing. The Infinity Stones from Thanos, like, is the thing that just, like, gives him the ultimate power. So, Ren's not just saying he's the man and the beast. He's also saying it takes it to infinity because not only is he in the octagon, but he's got the Infinity Stones on his side, and he's a Marvel. Bro is completely unstoppable. You can't touch this mofo. You just can't touch him. Stop it! Stop it now! And I feel like he's just getting warmed up. Like he hasn't even started.
Side like Infinity Stone. Finna be the baddest rapper anonymity known. Affinity for masculinity, Sylvester Stallone. Smoke a half, Fanta Rocky, flip okay, it's KO. If you know you.
That one. So he said, finna be the baddest rapper, anonymity, no. Right? So he's like saying, you may not know him, but he's coming out of the woodwork. Right? Smoke a half ounce of Rocky, flip okay, it's okay. And then perfect. So you got the Street Fighter references there, which is awesome. But flip okay, it's KO. Okay, I can't do it, but right? Like flip the word okay, it becomes KO, knockout. Fighting, he's talking about Sylvester Stallone masculinity. Like we've got Rambo up in here, right? We've got Rocky up in here, right? I mean, come on. Like everything's tying back to everything. Like it is mastery. It is an absolute And then there's finna be the baddest rapper, like this braggadocio, like, yo. Okay, I think I've said enough there. This is just, it's fascinating. And he says, if you know, you know, I got a soldier flow. Right? Is that like a No Limit Soldier Master P reference? I don't know. But if you know, you know. Like, if you're in the know, you know. Right? Like, and you know, I'm not in the know because this is not my genre, but I'm sure those who are, like, know exactly what he's talking about here. But that's a 50 caliber. That's a sniper scope. Take the sniper range pointed at 5.0. Yo, he is reversing the cards here, right? Usually it's the 5.0. It's the police with the snipers, right, attacking. He's saying he's coming from behind. He's the anonymity. He's the one that's rising up. He's the one that's about to dominate. He's going to sniper your ass. All right, let's hear that play out.
I got soldier flow, that's a .50, that's a sniper scope.
Oh, he said .50. Okay, that's cool. That's even cooler. I missed that because then he's talking about 5.0. He didn't say 50 caliber. That's a .50, like the 5.0. Oh, that's even better. That's literally better. Oh my God.
For masculinity, Sylvester Stallone. Smoke a half, anti-Rocky, flip, okay, it's KO. If you know, you know. I got soldier
And then he
flow,
shows
that's
it.
a .50, that's a sniper scope. Take the sniper scope, point it at 5.0. The body decays like it's an isotope. With a 10-year half-life, you decade. So in 10 years' time, you'll be half your weight. That's a
Wait. I did not catch this the first time.
point it at 5.0. The body decays like it's an isotope. With a 10-year half-life, you decade. So in 10
With a 10-year half-life, you decayed. Decade. Oh my God, dude. Stop it. Like, I'm going to explode. This is too much. And basically, he's saying, yo, you're already past your peak. You're already reaching the 10-year half-life and you're just decaying. Whereas you might as well give up because there was a line actually. Yeah, he said, you know, the chance you'll have half a brain. Let me speed that up. Let me Kurt Cobain. Right? So he's basically saying, you know, what's the point? You just walk away. Just give up, son. You got nothing on me. Like, this is my ring. It's Ren. It's Ren. Is it Ren? Is it Ren? It's me. Get the hell out of here. You might as well just give up. Let's just speed that up and finish you.
You lose.
Finish him. Perfect.
half-life, you decade. So in 10 years' time, you'll be half your weight. That's a 10-year chance you'll have half a brain. Let me speed that up. Let me Kurt Cobain.
Wow.
And the beat.
Yeah.
He's heating up. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Swing war hammer like I'm Thor or Banner. I'm a Mordor honeyman.
And I gotta say, some of these things that he's doing, Charlie is doing, are kind of annoying, but I like it here. That's a nice timing for this. This is a nice timing for him. I don't know if he gets the recording ahead of time or what, but that's just, it does work. Like, it's a nice change. God, that bass there.
Let me Kurt Cobain.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's heating up. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Swing war hammer like I'm Thor or Banner. I'm a Mordor honeyman body.
Swing war hammer like I'm Thor or Banner, right? Like, so Thor, his hammer, we know, causes absolute chaos and destruction. It's super powerful, but only Thor can wield it, right? And what he's saying is, I possess the ability to hold Thor's hammer. Or like Banner, right? Like the Hulk, he's got so much strength that he could forget about who's chosen. He's strong enough to deal with it anyway. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Banner held the Infinity Gauntlet in Avengers Endgame, I think, to bring everybody back. So there might be a tie back to that Infinity Stone here with Banner as well. I don't get this next one. I'm a mortar, handyman, body bag, and tag a man. So let me look that up. Okay, so I've seen Lord of the Rings, but I'm not big into it, so I don't know this. Sorry, but you know, it's a reference to mortar on Lord of the Rings. I do have some notes, so I'm going to be doing some reading here. It's Sauron's Dark Kingdom, where the One Ring was forged. It could symbolize evil, destruction, or being the ruler of chaos. And then, yeah, we go on to handyman, someone who fixes or destroys things, body bag, killing someone off. So in other words, he's just an absolute force of destruction. I mean, really, like, whether through words or actual power, like, he's just dominating like Sauron or Thanos, right? And then these next lines, like, these are some of the best bars I feel like I've ever heard. Right? Rearrange a man's face, fuck's sake, anagram. Right? When you change a word around, you're like reorganizing that word, right? He's saying rearrange a man's face, which, like, it probably means physically damaging him. Like, I'm gonna change your face up. Like, I'm gonna do some damage. But also, he's like breaking it down, and also metaphorically, but also lyrically, right? Like, he's just taking them to town. They won't even know how to speak. And then, yeah, put it back together like a game of Scrabble. Yo! Oh my goodness. All right. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's heating up. Let's get it, let's go.
Swing warhammer like I'm Thor or Banner. I'm a Mordor handyman, body bag and tag a man. Rearrange a man's face, fuck's sake, anagram. Put it back together like a game of Scrabble. And nothing outside, everything underhand, underneath the table, no label, that's contraband. Fable.
All that right there, just, I mean, okay. All right, he said, underneath the table, no label, that's contraband, right? So, off the books, illegally underneath the table, right? No label. I think that there's probably a reference to his musical No Label. He doesn't have a label, right? But also maybe a contraband under the table, right? Maybe a record or otherwise doesn't necessarily have a label. So I feel like there's a double there. But I think in general, he's talking about independence in music and so forth. Okay, then he goes on to say Fable of Babel. It confuses my game. So there's the Tower of Babel, Bible, I think. Something to do with language and not communicating or miscommunicating or not understanding each other. So I feel like he's calling out like a greater society or maybe industry specific ties to confusion, misinformation, things to that effect. Maybe tied back to not having a label confuses my gang. Maybe they're creating, misinformation or miscommunication. So not having a label might make it easier. So ambitious, was that part of God's plan, right? In other words, he has so many aspirations. Is that really what God wants, right? Because that can also be a curse, because especially considering when he's had to battle, right? Then he says, frightening like attack on the Titan. Biting Titan. That one's weird to me. Biting Titan. I feel like there might be a specific reference that I'm not familiar with. So let me look that up. Okay, I'm glad I looked this up because I would have been completely clueless on this. I was completely clueless on this one, right? So so I do have notes I'm reading here, right? This is actually a anime manga called Attack on Titan, where massive humanoid creatures terrorize humanity. Frightening ties to the overwhelming power and destruction of the Titans. I assume frightening is just kind of the overall like power and destruction of the Titans. So ultimately his presence, ambition, force is, just terrifying. But then biting Titan, and then there's a Levi Ackerman reference, right? So biting Titan, they actually literally bite people in that is what I was reading. So I think that's literally it. But then also like there's a term biting in rap, which is like, attacking others, like stealing flow, things to that effect. So he's both. He's biting and lyrically. And then this Levi Ackerman, there's no way I would have known that if it weren't for looking it up. So I cheated. He's one of the strongest fighters in Attack on Titan. He kills Titans effortlessly. So he's small but unstoppable. There we go. Right? So Ren is obviously, he's small right now, but a deadly force in rap. And I think this performance will put him on the stage because how could it not? I mean, how could it not? So, and then he gets into these other references, which actually this is not a long one. So I'll just, Batman down when Bruce and Superman, right? So, Batman down, Batman. Does he say Batman? Because I'm thinking like bat a man down. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But when Bruce, and obviously he's talking about the Hulk again, met Superman, right? And that's Superman versus Hulk. Geez, man, got steez. I've heard steez. I don't know that one though. Sorry, that's a slang term. I don't know. I think it's swagger, but sorry, I'm not hip enough. But I think he's just flexing, right? Like his smooth, confident delivery, right? Like his flow's got it. And then he does this whole thing, right? Man got bars and the bars make cheese, right? So he's got bars, musical bars, but also the like musical eight measures, right? Like, and you know, or 8 beats. And then also each of those were split up into 4 beats for a bar. Right. So, he's talking about that, but also like rap bars. He's got bars and bars make cheese. So they actually make him money. Right. So in other words, he's not just doing it. They actually pay the bills. Man gets fees for a feature, please. So in other words, you can send me requests or send me some kind of feature, or be featured and it'll be escalated. Right. His work is in demand. He's not just free. In other words, you know, he's not just some bum on the side of the road. Like this is legit. And that's true. Man spreads bar like they're STDs. Oh, right. So it spreads, but also it infects people like a virus. It's contagious, right? You can't dive into these lyrics, these bars. You can't. Man makes peas and frozen greens. I've heard peas before, so that's I think a term for money. I'm guessing UK, but I'm not sure on that one. But it would make sense. Frozen greens, like it's another term for more money. And I think it's also like frozen food. Or no, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just cash. Man's bar is like a field of sheep, right? So sheep in a field is just a lot of them, right? But also, well, I think the lot is like there's plentiful. There's so much of it. It's like a massive flock. Like it just comes at you like it's a swarm. Got more bars than Ibiza streets, right? So Ibiza is known for its bars, but we're talking about nightclub bars. Here he's talking about bars here, and musically bars, right? So this is a triple actually. And then I feel like he's also suggesting that his bars are intoxicating, like a bar in Ibiza. Like they put you into some kind of drunk stupor or otherwise. That is just fascinating. Man's bar is sweet like the Cadburys, right? Cadbury Bunny, the Cadbury Company, chocolate sweet, right? And this is G's. Again, he's talking about bars like the physical nightclub bar, the musical bar, the rap bar, and now he's talking about a candy bar. Whee! Ah! Oh my gosh, let's hear this out again.
I'm frightening like attack on the Titan, biting Titan, Levi, Aquaman, Batman, down when Bruce met Superman. Jeez, man got steez, man got bars and the bars make cheese, man gets
I totally forgot about this, right? This man got. I was reminded of, geez, I don't remember. Is it Money Ties? Where he said, money got this, money got. It feels like a very similar cadence. Very similar to me. I'm not remembering the specifics, but I got that same vibe the first time, and now I'm hearing it the second time, I'm getting it again.
This is my gang, so ambitious, was that part of God's plan? I am frightening like attack on the Titan, biting Titan, Levi, Aquaman, Batman, down when Bruce met Superman. Jeez, man got steez, man got bars and the bars make cheese, man gets fees for a feature, please, man spreads bars like the STDs, man makes peas and frozen greens, man's bar like a field of sheep, got more bars than Ibiza streets, man's bar sweet like the Cadburys. Jeez, fresh like flesh on cold ice, assess and throw dice, distress like pressing Smith West inside the
Man. Okay, so guys, I'm exhausted already. This what are we, like halfway through? Gosh. All right. This is fun though. I'm very, very much enjoying it. It's a lot of work trying to unpack this shit. I mean, get out of here, like Ren, like how? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So he says, fresh life. I think this is tying back to what we've been seeing lately, right? Like him talking about killing off Sick Boy and bringing out Bunny Johnson, right? We saw that. Okay, I literally had to pause and look up Slaughterhouse because my brain is just getting overwhelmed and overloaded and I forgot the name of it. Sorry. Like, it's just too much. But we saw in Slaughterhouse, I think it was Slaughterhouse, where he talked about killing off Sick Boy. And I feel like we're seeing that here. And also, I saw Sick Boy on his hands, I think is what it said. I think with the Legos. So when we get to that, we'll pause there. I think it said Sick Boy. And I'm guessing he wrote it. I don't think that's a permanent tattoo, but if it is, hey, more power to him, I guess. But I think that's what he's talking about here. I think he's talking about rebirth, rejuvenation. Flesh on cold ice, assassin throw dice, and then also assassin, and throw dice, right? So flesh, obviously a body, and then we talked about the body bag and so forth. Cold ice, like maintain it, whatever. Throw dice, gambling life. So it's almost like you step into this octagon, boy. You're rolling a dice. You're rolling the dice. I'll have the cold ice and the body bag ready for you. Right? Like, I'll do you that. But you're gambling. I might be completely interpreting that wrong. But assassin throw dice? I mean, come on. Everything is a double or triple and it's like quadruple or quintuple when you consider what it's tying back into. Like, this whole damn thing needs to be like in a museum. Like, Ren is continuing to escalate his game, and I don't know how he keeps getting better, but he is. He does. This is one of the damn best pieces of art I've ever seen in my life of any genre, and I'm talking about, whether it's paintings or music or poetry. Like, this is an absolute masterpiece. All right, we gotta continue. I'm already I don't even have words at this point. Like, I'm depleted. It's Friday night. I can't wait to go get some pizza. I'm on a diet most of the week, and then Friday I pig out and go get pizza, and I'm just like, I gotta wrap this up. I'm hungry, but it's too much fun. All right, guys, sorry. Distress, like pressing Smith West in the side of your head, and he demonstrates that. In fact, that's where you see it's paused. Or maybe not that line, because I think that's further ahead, but he does this several times throughout, right? He does this several times. But obviously, Smith Wesson being a gun, that threat of killing, murder, suicide, and, he's saying, like, I don't know if he's saying he's distressed or, the person coming into the ring with him is going to be distressed, but we know that he's battled with a lot. We know that he's battled with suicidal thoughts and tendencies with his condition. He's gotten through them. He's grown. He's throwing out. And maybe that's actually, I think that's probably what I think he is talking about that now that I'm thinking about it, because we're just talking about the renewal, rejuvenation. He's talking about getting rid of Sick Boy again, I think. So yeah, I think he is actually talking about, those times. The chamber jeweled lead, one move and you're dead. Right? So obviously he's talking about lead being bullets in the chamber of the gun. And obviously the threat and be careful and so forth. And by the way, I'm really curious how he did it with Money Game 3. Because obviously a lot can be done with cinematography and different angles, but I think it was done in one take, is what I've been told. And you see him actually loading the bullets in the chamber. You see him cocking it. You see his finger on the trigger, and then you see him pulling the trigger at the end of that. And obviously you hear a blank click. So I'm really curious what happened there. If that was just, did they release the clip, right? He could have off camera just really easily done that and got rid of it. But he clicked the chamber too. So I mean, and again, I'm thinking of it here because it's so symbolic of what he's saying here, right? One move and you're dead. Like if that's a stunt that they performed with real bullets, for example, like literally one wrong play, one misread, one miscalculation. I mean, come on. And thank goodness nothing happened there because we have this masterpiece, right? Grip, grip, then it's click and I clack it. I mean, that's straightforward, right? We're talking about that, but we're also talking about could be some kind of play on spitting bars, right? Clickety, clackety, boom, right? Like, so I think it actually is a double. And then, can you swim, mate? Is your body aquatic, right? Swim or sink, buddy, right? Can you keep up? Because you're about to find out, right? You step up the Ren, right? You get bullet holes in you. They're going to make you sink. Are you built for it? Can you handle this pressure? He could also be self-reflecting, right? Asking himself, right? Are you going to sink or are you going to swim? With this amount of pressure that he was just talking about, the suicidal thoughts. We know damn well he stepped at the plate. I don't know how in the world he did. No one person should go through 5%, 1% of what he's gone through, right? He's absolutely a beacon of hope. He's a it's just ridiculous. So yeah, it could be both. I don't know. Keep it Anne Frank with a shank in the attic, right? Shank, usually prison, like some kind of weapon or something like that. Picturing Anne Frank hiding out, right? Ready to attack to pounce if she gets evaded, right? Was just saying that I to my wife that even though it's a long and probably boring movie, I should watch Diary of Anne Frank again, because I hadn't seen it since high school when I knew nothing about life. I knew nothing about anything, right? But in any case, he also could be keeping it frank, right? Keeping it real. But I feel like this ties back to him being the underdog, right? And being the anonymous piece and hiding out as Anne Frank. Men get spanked with a flashbang, bang it. I mean, spanked and then there was this, kind of sexual innuendo connotation later, but that was to the wife, I think. So I don't think that he's talking about that here. I think he's talking about, spanked is more playful. That's why I'm thinking of it that way. But, he might be talking about punched. Maybe it's used differently in the UK. Let me know. Is spanked, can it be a hard hit? Because to me, it's kind of more playful. Like, you don't say, well, I guess he spanked you. You could say it with emphasis. Yeah, so maybe. Flashbang, this is like a stun grenade, right? Bang it, just setting off with the bang, but also his lyrics, like his boom, firing shots, gunfire, right? I'm firing shots at you. All right, then he goes all primal on us. Orangutan, right? Like we talked about King Kong, monkey to ape or monkey to gorilla, right? And so orangutan, now he's just... He just continues introducing things. Then a manga fan, a manic. So we know manga. He's already referenced manga, which to be 100% transparent, I don't follow manga, which is why I had to look that up. A manic, right? Like we know that uncontrolled chaos, he's dealt with mania, literally. So yeah. I think that's enough. Let's let that play out. We'll take it to Akira.
Bars and Ibiza streets, man's bar sweet like they Cadbury's. G's, fresh like, flesh on cold ice, assassin throw dice, distress like Preston Smith West inside of your head, the chamber jeweled lead, one move and you're dead, grip, then it's...
And the acapella, the beat cuts out, the side of your head, boom, right back to it. The timing of that's deliberate.
G's, fresh like, flesh on cold ice, assassin throw dice, distress like Preston Smith West inside of your head, the chamber jeweled lead, one move and you're dead, grip, then it's click and I clack it, can he swim, mate?
We just had another Street Fighter call out. I'm quite sure I don't remember hearing that the first time around, as if there's not enough going on, but I think we just... Hadouken.
Dash on cold dice, assassin, throw dice, distress like pressing Smith West inside of your head, the chamber jeweled lead, one move and you're dead. Grit, then it's click and I clack it. Can you swim, mate? Is your body aquatic? Keep your arm frank with the shank in the attic. Man gets spanked with the flashbang, bang it. Orangutan, a manga fan, a manic, a hero, cat's a hero up the...
Okay, so he switched up the rhythm there, so I actually didn't stop at the best point, but we'll continue there. Guys, I can honestly say that I don't think I've ever been this exhausted trying to understand anything. I mean, my brain is broken. Like, it just wants to go on off mode, but I have to continue, like, I'm dying to continue diving into this. Like, I have to. It's like a requirement now. I hope I'm not boring you with this. Like, I hope you haven't shut me off and been like, yo, this is too much. But I'm going to continue. All right. Okay, so the next ones, I am lost again. Just gonna be transparent. Akira Katsuhiro, I gotta look that up, so let me do that. Okay, so I got more notes in front of me, and I did look it up. And another anime manga thing, this is a legendary cyberpunk anime manga, which I didn't even really know that was a genre, to be honest. So, sorry, pardon my ignorance, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So Akira is cyberpunk anime manga by Katsuhiro Otomo. So that was the Katsuhiro reference, right? And then there's Up the Planet. So it could refer to Akira's apocalyptic destruction, or symbolizing a revolution, world-changing force. And then this Tetsuo Shima come Kyoko. So I feel ignorant here, guys, so I'm not going to really break this down. I have some notes, but like, it's just not my domain. So I'm not going to waste your time trying to fake it, right? Okay. And so he's continuing to bring me further out of my area of knowledge. And I had to look up a couple additional things in the next couple lines too. So I'm completely off left field. So I'm not going to comment much, but Soul Calibur, he says, break molds, calibrate soul caliber, calibrate soul caliber. What a nice line. Roll. But Soul Calibur is a web-based fighting game that I just am not familiar. I played a lot of games. I don't know it. Sorry. And so, again, the fighting theme, right? He's tying back into that. And then it says, Yoshimitsu strike when the iron is cold. So Yoshimitsu's from Soul Calibur, it looks like. And then this line, strike when the iron is cold. Right? So typically it's when the iron is hot. But in other words, I'm going to strike when you're not expecting it. I'm going to literally be Anne Frank hiding out. Right? I'm going to be the anonymous person that is hiding there that all of a sudden comes out of nowhere. I'm going to strike when the iron's cold. When you're not ready for it. I'm going to catch you off guard. Boom! And then he flips it. Iron is hot. So he reverses it, basically saying, I know and understand when to attack when there's the right time. So I might catch you off guard. And now the iron is hot, and I'm going to do my kill shot. Perfect. Connect the dots. Sees the bigger picture, right? Disconnect your spine. Reconnect. Right? And so I feel like he's taking some of these kind of finishing moves.
Fatality.
Right? Where like might rip out the spine that you see in some of these finishing moves. Like he's brutally demonstrating like, I'm just going to demolish you. Right? Like I have the ability to combo up your ass and just you're sitting there waiting for me to do whatever pretty finishing touch I want to do. And I'm going to disconnect your spine. The reconnect, I feel like he's saying, he's going to put it back together, or maybe he's talking about reconnect or reshape, like when he talked about dismantling the face and putting that back together. Or maybe it's tied back to his, renewal, rejuvenation type of things. Then Duplo Lego connects, I break up. And again, we saw that. I want to pause. So I will probably pause. In fact, let's do that. Let's get to that point. And then I want to pause because I want to look at what's on what's on his fists.
Mate, is your body aquatic? Keep your arm frank with the shank in the attic. Man gets spanked with the flashbang banging. Orangutan, a manga fan, a manic, a hero, cat's a hero up the planet. Tetsuo Washima, come Kyoko, come to read.
It's so crazy hearing this when I've broken it down. Like,
Future looks cold, break mold, calibrate so caliber roll. You're to meet to strike when the iron is cold.
He's on
Iron is
fire,
hot,
fire.
I connect the dots, disconnect, your spine reconnect. Duplo.
yeah, see, I feel like it just is absolute happenstance, like pure luck, or Charlie has already seen this or knows the lyrics or something, because that was damn fortuitous timing when he said he's on fire. Because it was right when he said iron is hot.
Mode, calibrate so caliber roll. You're to meet to strike when the iron is cold.
He's on
Iron is
fire,
hot,
fire.
I connect the
Right
dots,
there, yeah.
disconnect, your spine reconnect. Duplo, Lego.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure there was another angle because I could see it more clearly. But if you make the assumption that Sick Boy, the letters do fit, but you can't really fully see it here. You can see the S-I and then part of the C and then actually part of the K if so. But that doesn't definitively prove that's what that says. But I think I saw it like looking throughout the Sick Boy. But in any case. Okay, then there's this whole Lego thing. Duplo Lego connects. I break up. Attack the block, attacks the shade. And so it's like attack the block. He's deconstructing. He's attacking the structure. He's deconstructing things. He's putting them back together. I feel like this is the whole thing there. A toxic shot, wake up, right? Could be a lethal injection or just like toxic something in society or something like that. I think there's something more to that one that I'm not getting. That's one for sure I don't feel like I'm connecting with. All right, new drop drops like a hot rock. Well, new drops when he's dropping the beats, when he's dropping his new stuff, right? They're dropping hot, like everything hits. Everything hits. Everything he does hits, and that is so damn true. Drops like a hot rock. I think that also could be like crack, like something to that effect. Blem. Yeah, that one I don't know what that is. Blem? Yeah, I'm not sure. Pass to the left to the right-hand man. What a great line. Pass to the left, right? You're going to pass off to the left, but to your right-hand man, to your confidant, to your best person, right? Like, so my dude's sitting over here. I'm going to pass on the screen. It's to my right, but I'm going to pass to the left, right? And then I remember he changed up the pacing of this. Headshot, faded, right? Gunshot, headshot, faded. Like I believe it was literally like that. Headshot, faded. Something like that, right? And he continues along that beat. So what a nice transition. We'll go to that, but I think he kept stuck with that rhythmically for a little bit. So let's see if I can figure out, if I can recall. Probably not, but if I can recall where he kind of ended it. No, actually, I'll stop there because he changed it completely. He changed it up. Well, actually, I think that's about where we had already listened to. So I'll keep with the lyrics, but he changes it up completely. I strip your bitch naked, sick boys wasted, Adderall purple haze shit, condom large side, finger your mom, and 5 guys. This is some loaded shit here. Now he's like completely embarrassing. Again, I think it's that octagon. Come up against me. You want a battle, bitch? Right? Like, I strip your bitch naked. In other words, he's throwing damaging lines like, you got nothing. I take care of your lady. Right? Sick boy, referring to himself, is wasted. Adderall, purple haze shit. It doesn't even matter. He's got uppers. He's got downers. It doesn't matter because guess what? Condom large size. I'm going to stick the big one in her. I'm going to finger your mom and 5 guys, right? I like 5 guys, but I feel like they're a little overrated, to be honest. They've got all these amazing awards and yeah, it's good, but I don't personally think it's the best thing ever. But then the balls on this line. Calm down, play nice. He's talking so much smack. And he's like, calm down, play nice. Oh, the audacity in that line. Are you kidding me? I mean, bro's got some nutsack. Or don't, you pussy, stay right there, right? Like, so he says, calm down, play nice. Or don't, you pussy, stay right there. In the crosshair, die in the cross like you're Jesus. right? Like, so in other words, he's going to crucify him. He's going to publicly kill him. He's going to publicly humiliate him. And again, I believe all of this reference to murder and all that is all metaphorical, right? It's the rap equivalent to just obliterating somebody, right? Like he's saying, you put me up here and fire in the booth, and you dare anybody step up into me, they're falling in the crosshairs. They're mine, right? I will take their woman and I'll finger the mom and 5 guys. Dead with a hole in his head. Oh my gosh, let's catch all that.
The block, a toxic shock wake up. New drops like a hot rock blam. Pass to the left to your right hand man like headshot, faded. I strip your bitch naked.
And listen to that beat,
boys.
He just keeps changing it up. By the way, I don't think his chords are changing here. So just like he does any of the big push mashups where he'll keep it all in the same key and everything, he's doing all that here.
Tack the block, a toxic shock wake up. New drops like a hot rock blam. Pass to the left to your right hand man like headshot, faded. I strip your bitch naked. Sick boys, wasted. Adderall, purple, hey shit. Condom, large size. Finger your mum in 5 guys. Calm down, play nice. Or don't you pussy stay right there in the crosshair. Die in the cross like a Jesus. Dad, with a hole in his head. Hands make money when I...
Listen to his voice change there. He's so skilled. He's not just rapping, guys. He's singing at the beginning. He's changing. He's pausing. He's doing everything.
Play nice. Or don't you pussy stay right there in the crosshair. Die in the cross like a Jesus. Dad, with a hole in his head. Hands make money when I need the bread. Man gets hungry so I feed him lead.
Okay, so hands make money when I need the bread. Like, yo, when I need it, I bring in the dough, right? Man gets hungry, so I feed him lead. Boom! Right? So, and then, there's a literal hunger. We talked about bread from the last time. But then it's also, being, needing money and so forth, as well as just someone looking for trouble, maybe even. I feed him lead, right? That's obviously a gunshot. And then he says, can I get a 3.5 on the cred? Right? 3.5 ounces, a bag of weed, on the cred, meaning like, you're going to give it to me on credit. Like, give it to me for free. Like, you got me, right? So it's just a favor, right? Red Dead Redemption. I fled the mentions. Here we go again. He's going to throw things at me. I just don't know. Hold up. Okay, I looked that one up. So this is a Western game about outlaws, revenge, and survival. So he just got me. The amount of references he has is just ridiculous. I fled the mentions. He's ignoring all the social media references or escaping all that, I guess. Something to that effect. I don't want to dive too deep into that one because, again, we began talking about Red Dead Redemption, which is not something I know well. So my head was tense, and I bled for vengeance. We know his head's tense. I mean, the amount of struggle and strain, anxiety, stress he's dealt with. Bled for vengeance, seeking revenge. Right? I mean, just straightforward. It could also be, actual battles that, maybe people have talked smack to him. I know there's this whole thing with somebody. Sorry, you're going to tell me, and you've told me several times. I haven't done it yet. But there was somebody that completely disrespected him or something like that. It's probably not the only one. So there might be things like that he's referring to here. But introspection brought new direction. And we know that to be true. Right? He talked about that even in High Ren. He said, right, like when he thought about it, it became easier. And when he started, became less stiff. He's reflected. He's talked about it. He's grown. And we're talking about a new direction. Again, Bunny Johnson, I think it is, right? Kill off Sick Boy. A reconception of rhyme selection. Oh, what a line. Reconception of rhyme selection. Right? So he's reimagining or re-imaging himself. And rhyme selection, also his approach. Right? So he's evolved. No more just boom bap, which, by the way, I don't even know if I pointed it out then, but when Ren was beatboxing, he's actually doing boom bap at the beginning. He himself is beatboxing, doing boom bap when he references that line. Like he's doing the boom bap. But then he evolves to the King Kong beat and beyond, right? And not just beats. Not just beats, his lyrics, I mean, look at this piece. Like, he's shown us proof with this. Like, this is ridiculous, right? All right, guys, I think I gotta speed this up because I'm super hungry and it's long. Flick a cigarette. Already lit up the next one. Tossing in the cigarette, but I think he's also, again, talking about it's time to move on. This is my new persona. This is my new genre where I'm at the top. This persona is Sick Boy has carried me through, but my talent is gonna carry me to the next wave. It's me. It's Ren. It's Ren. It's Ren. Already lit up the next one, right? Drive-by, glide, slide, and that next one, he could literally be talking about a drive-by shooting, like mass murder. And of course, again, he's talking about, I believe, he's talking metaphorically about assaulting everybody. But then he's talking about gliding. He's moving through this pain, this challenges effortlessly, right? He's just sliding, gliding, smooth. He's a smooth glider. And the next one, right? So continuous motion, it's non-ongoing. This one, how they wonder how he flows so dumb. I think maybe he's saying a person, like, generically. How they wonder. It's kind of weird. I might not be fully getting that one. But then how he flows so dumb, right? And I only heard this like once or twice, but I think it's anti-intuitive. Is that a word? But like dumb in rap sometimes is meant to be good, which I still can't get my head around if I'm being clear. But in any case, he's dope. Slow down words, and then he slowed the music. I think it's a good place to bring the video back up to. He slowed it down, right? Like, and I think the key is like, how could you possibly catch all this stuff, right? That he's throwing at you. You can't, right? Like, you just can't. It's too much. It's too fast. And you know, everybody has to slow down his stuff to actually understand it.
In the crosshair, die in the cross like a Jesus. Dad, with a hole in his head. Hands make money when I need the bread. Man gets hungry, so I feed him lead. Can I get a 3.5 on the thread? Red Dead Redemption, I fled dimensions. My head was tense and I bled for vengeance. But introspection, but new direction. A reconception of rhyme selection. Flick a cigarette, already lit up the next one. Drive by, glide, slide, I'm that next one. How they wonder how he flows so dumb. Slow down words, will he come harder, will he come...
Slow down words. Oh, and right back to it. Gosh. And he just keeps on, keeping on changing these beats, guys. Like, all right, we are almost to the finish line. So I'm going to finish this. I feel like I'm running a marathon here. Like, can I just finish? Like, will he come harder? Will he come faster? Actually, I don't know if rhythmically that's how he does it. But, you know, he leaves you wondering. Right? And that is so true of Ren. Like, how often do you have no idea? Like, you just haven't, he's capable of anything. Just a Welsh boy sipping on a can of lager, right? We know he's Welsh, can of lager, he's sipping on a beer, common pastime, all straightforward. And look, I'm not just brushing past because we're getting close to the end and I'm beat, but I feel like there's not much more to unpack there. Come from the Celtic knights in armor. I mean, obviously there's the vast history of, you know, knights and all that stuff there. So he's referencing, you know, his roots, his origins. Like, you got to always represent where you came from. Come from the valleys where we all go hard. I mean, I think there are a lot of valleys in Wales. And so I think that's a lot of what he's referring to, where we all go harder. I mean, the struggles build toughness, right? Like, we know that. Oh, the shank again. Pull the shank, Arthur from the stone sharper. But here, he's talking about the great, magnificent sword as a shank, right? And so only the worthy can pull out that sword. And when we were talking about Thor's hammer, I almost referenced this, but I actually kind of forgot. The Excalibur was being talked about here, right? That's what we're talking about. It's the legendary Excalibur that only someone worthy can pull it out. And what he's saying is he's so worthy, he's so big, that sword is just a shank. It's just a little prism weapon for him. It's just a little shank that Anne Frank could grab off the floor, the shard of glass that ultimately she could use to defend herself. That's what that sword is to him. The mighty Excalibur that only the worthy one could pull out of the stone. Just some little shank to the great Ren. The Spider Ren. All right, Parker, Penmaster, Tony Stark, smart with an iron heart. My God, it's Peter Parker, obviously Spider-Man, Spider-Ren reference. Penmaster, we know he's talking about lyrics here, right? Like, we know that. But also, we've got Parker Penmaster. There's a company, Parker Pen, which is high-end pens. I mean, these pens go for a couple $100s. So maybe he's also double referencing that he doesn't just use any pen to write those lyrics. He requires the la creme de la creme, right? He needs those Parker pens in order to do his work because he's the mighty one that can reduce an Excalibur to a shank. And then Tony Stark with the Iron Heart, Iron Man. He's just, I mean, oh my God, there's so much here. Artery, dastardly smarter than Harvard. Artery, right? Like artery, right? But also heart, iron heart, iron arteries, and then, you know, dastardly smarter than a Harvard degree, right? Like, so he's cunning, he's sneaky, but also like Harvard degree being the most intelligent. So in other words, nobody's got anything on him. Like, and in fact, as much as I'm unpacking the amount of time I'm spending diving into this, I'm sure I got a lot of it wrong, missed a lot, because you can't even understand his stuff with a Harvard degree. That's what he's saying. E meet MC squared. Yo, that is a dope line, right? Like E equals MC squared. Obviously Einstein. He's talking about Harvard, Einstein, all this stuff. But E in that equation is energy. Right? And so energy meet MC, like he's the MC squared, like, so he's the next level MC. So energy meets square of MC, like, then you can only possibly, at the speed of light, right, begin to understand Ren. Wanna be, wanna follow me. Wanna be, never wanna be, honor me. Right? So they can't match him. So just honor him. Try to follow, can't be. Just gotta match. You just gotta follow. You can't match. I'm a monastery prodigy of biology, baby. My God, he continues dropping. I mean, he's basically saying like he is like a master of his craft, like a monk in isolation. And, you know, I feel like that's how he operates. Like everything he delivers is absolute perfection. He's behind the scenes crafting like perfection. And then he delivers. Boom, it's done. It's perfect. Right? Prodigy of biology. I think that he could be talking about his physical self. He's perfect being. He might be actually saying, like, look at me. Also, I think we're talking about scientific experiments and existential themes and things to that effect. He might be also poking back to, you know, the Harvard degree and being smart and intelligent. He could also be talking about the sexual innuendos from, you know, the mom and in Five Guys and all that. Gosh, there's a lot with that one. Yeah, and then he just calls out everybody. Like, really? And he starts referencing them on his hands, if I recall. Right? Raised on a diet full of Wu-Tang and Shady, Dizzy, and some Wheezy, and some Pac, and some Jay-Z. I mean, he's got Eminem, Slim Shady. He's got Wu-Tang. Lil Wayne, Tupac, Jay-Z. He goes into 50 Cent, Missy Elliott, Kendrick Lamar. I mean, it just goes on. Plan B, where would he be without Plan B, right? So, and then he basically finishes it up in the most deserving way, right? Like he's talking about dissection. Chop it up and mop it up. The cadences are crazy. Knocking up a Molotov cocktail, right? The big boom, baby. Bang, bang, bangers on the daily. Fuck all that singing shit. Right? And then he says, will he come harder? Will he come faster? Just a Welsh boy sipping on a can of lager. Come from the Celtic knights in armor. Come from the valleys where... Oh, yeah. And then there was a Celtic saying that I wanted to look up. Okay, yeah. So then he says, smoking on a spliff singing. Sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce Kimru, Ambith, something like that. I'm going to leave it with this because I'm getting pretty bored now. I live just to feel the music hit. I give it as a gift. It was mine, is yours now. So basically, that means Wales forever. So he's doing a whole shout out to, you know, his country, his homeland, and he's just enjoying it. Basically, he's telling Charlie, yo, this is in your hands now. I delivered the masterpiece. Now you do with it what you will. Bars, bars, bars. And then it's out, right? Like, all right, let's take this home. Let's take this home.
Welsh boy sipping on a can of lager. Come from the Celtic, knights in armour. Come from the valleys where we all go harder. Pulled the Shankar, from the stone sharp. A Parker pen master, Tony Star smart with an iron heart. Hard to be dastardly smarter than Harvard degree. See me, MC squared. Wanna be, wanna follow me. Wanna be, never wanna be honor me. I'm a monetary prodigy of biology, baby. Based on the diet.
Okay, that's where I was. I think I saw boy. Yeah, look. See, you can see his hands as boy. So... And I definitely decoded sick somewhere else. So I'm convinced now it's sick boy. I'm not going to go find it, but it's there.
And Harvard degree, see me, MC squared. Wanna be, wanna follow me. Wanna be, never wanna be honor me. I'm a monetary prodigy of biology, baby. Raised on a diet full of weed,
This beat
shady.
is hot.
Busy and some whizzy and some pack and some Jay-Z. Gifting and some missy and some K-Dot tasty. Don't forget the plan B, that's what name. Chop it up, then mop it up, the cadences are crazy. Knocking up a Molotov, the big boom, baby. Bang, 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 bangers on the day.
Forgot he was singing
That
again.
singing shit, really come hard, really come faster. Just a Welsh boy sipping on a can of lager. Come from the Celtic, knights in armour. Come from the valleys where we all go harder. Smoking on a spliff, singing curry and beef. I'ma leave you with this, cause I'm getting pretty bored now. I live just to feel the music here. I give it as a gift, it was mine, it is yours now. Smoking on a spliff, singing curry and beef. Leave you with this, cause I'm getting pretty bored now. I live just to feel the music here, and I give it as a gift, it was mine, it is yours now. Hey.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Bring it back.
Wow, wow.
Ready to build it! Now! Hey, I knew it! It's starting for this for a reason!
I'm just going to put it out there. That was absolutely the best Ren production by far. He just stepped up his game, and guys, I'm beat, so I'm going to wrap this one up. But please, if you enjoyed this, if you're still here, subscribe to this channel. What the hell are you doing? And share this. Really, share this with your community or whatever, because if you're still here, it means I must be saying something of value. So, you know, spread the love. I know people try to understand this all. I'm really curious how Knox Hill did, how others have done. How did I do? Let me know. I'm drained. I'm beat. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. But thank you much. Please go ahead and, subscribe to this channel. Leave me a comment. Consider joining A-AronReacts.com/Ren, where you get early access to videos just like this one. Thank you much. Take care.